Good morning. I expect you'll all be saddened in your own way about the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II yesterday at the age of 96 and having reigned on the British throne for 70 years. She was the longest serving monarch in world history. Just let that sink in. The history of the entire world. And oversaw 14 different prime ministers and countless British governments and held together a commonwealth of 56 countries all around the world in that time. She also had the unenviable task of restoring confidence and prosperity in the UK after the ravages of the Second World War and Britain's faith in the royal family during an era of rapid change when the purpose of monarchy has been and will continue to be questioned constantly. Today and for the next 10 days, as the country goes into a period of national mourning before her state funeral, whether you're a supporter of the monarchy or not, it doesn't matter. None of us can fail to recognise the impact she's had on the British people and our sense of identity. Equally, we cannot fail to recognise the incredible example she has set us, her devotion to serving her people, working tirelessly to support Britain's cause and recognise the achievements of its citizens, and the dignity and decency with which she has done this. And we shouldn't fail to recognise the sense of humour and fun that she was able to do it with either. In short, she deserves our profound respect, whatever our beliefs. The school has always had strong links with Britain's royal family. Our royal charter was bestowed on us by the only other Queen Elizabeth the country has had in 1572, and the Queen's daughter, Princess Anne, visited on the occasion of our quincentenary, that's our 500th anniversary, in 2018, to open the Sixth Form Centre. In fact, for a period in the 16th and 17th centuries, we were known as Queen Elizabeth's Grammar School, Cranbrook. There is, of course, far more to the life and example of Her Majesty than I can do justice to here in 5 minutes. This is a momentous event in world history, and it's right that we do it properly over the coming fortnight. The palace and government are still making arrangements around the date of the state funeral and any other events like bank holidays or schools closing, and I'll confirm when I know more. Some major national events have been cancelled, and businesses are changing the ways that they do things as a mark of respect, but largely schools are being asked to carry on as normal. Therefore, at the moment, that is what we'll do, but change some of what we're doing to think about what she gave to us, to show our respect for that, and to celebrate it. Today, all staff and students will observe a 2-minute silence at 11 o'clock to pay our own private respects and thanks to Her Majesty, wherever we are in school. If you're in a lesson, your teacher will organise this. If you're elsewhere around school, please simply turn your phones off and sit or stand quietly and do this properly. The Senior Four will gather students' thoughts and feelings about the Queen so that they can write a letter of condolence to the royal family on behalf of the school. If you have anything you'd like to be included, please find, email or Teams message Joe Cook, Tamsin Thornton, Fred Hamlin or Anna Parish. Towards the end of next week, Thursday or Friday, we'll hold a service in St Dunstan's Church for all students and staff to celebrate and honour Her Majesty's extraordinary life. There'll be tutor time activities next week, and in lessons, teachers will spend time with you thinking about how the Queen and the concept of royalty comes into their subjects. And if there's anything that you'd like the school to do, please email or speak directly to me, and we'll see what we can do. Finally, we'll do some things that the rest of the country are being asked to do by the government, such as any flags around school will be taken down or replaced with the Union Jack at half-mast, and we'll mark it on our website. This is an extraordinary moment in history for all of us. There are not many people in Britain who have living memory of a monarch before Elizabeth II, so please be engaged with what is happening in the country at large during this period of mourning. It's also important that you feel free to show your respect in your own way and to feel whatever you're feeling about this. The Queen has been a constant in our lives for a very long time, and different people will react differently to her death. For some of us, it might just feel a bit strange. For others, it may bring up memories of loved ones who have passed away, and this might be difficult. So as a community, it's important that we're as kind and supportive to each other as we always are. If you're feeling low and would like to talk to someone, please tell your tutor or head of house, or contact Place to Be directly. Lastly, I want to leave you with a great clip that some of you might already have seen. I talked about the Queen's sense of humour. Who can forget James Bond at the 2012 Olympics or Paddington at her Platinum Jubilee this summer? But here's something a bit more everyday. Thank you.
On these picnic sites, you meet nobody. But there was two hikers coming towards us, and the Queen would always stop and say hello. And it was two Americans on a walking holiday. And it was clear from the moment that we first stopped, they hadn't recognised the Queen, which is fine. And the American gentleman was telling the Queen where he came from, where they were going to next, and where they'd been to in Britain. And I could see it coming, and sure enough, he said to Her Majesty, "And where do you live?" And she said, "Well, I live in London, but I've got a holiday home just the other side of the hills." And he said, "Well, how often have you been coming up here?" "Oh," she said, "I've been coming up here ever since I was a little girl, so over 80 years. And you could see the clogs thinking. He said, "Well, if you've been coming up here for 80 years, you must have met the Queen." And as quick as a flash says, "Well, I haven't, but Dick here meets her regularly." So the guy said to me, "Oh, you've met the Queen, what's she like?" And because I was with her a long time and I knew I could pull her leg, I said, "Oh, she can be very cantankerous at times, but she's got a lovely sense of humour." Anyway, the next thing I knew, this guy comes around, puts his arm around my shoulder, and before I could see what was happening, he gets his camera, gives it to the Queen, and says, "Can you take a picture of the two of us?" Anyway, we swapped places, and I took a picture of them with the Queen, and we never let on, and we waved goodbye. And then Her Majesty said to me, "I'd love to be a fly on the wall when he shows those photographs to the friends in America, and hopefully someone tells him who I am."
Thank you very much.